Welcome back to our channel. Before we begin, we would like to thank you for your support and ask that you subscribe to our channel to get notified when new videos are being published. Have you ever wondered if you're being manipulated? Manipulation can be a difficult topic to discuss since it's not always obvious when it's happening. There are people who try to take advantage of others by using psychological tactics to make them do what they want. The worst part is that they make it seem so innocent that most people don't even notice they're being manipulated. To help you avoid these types of people, here are 12 psychological games to spot emotional manipulators. No. 1. They play dumb. Have you ever encountered someone who acts really innocent and seems to know nothing about what's going on? This could be a sign that they're trying to manipulate you. According to clinical psychologist Victoria Tarrant, pretending to be innocent is a tactic used by emotional manipulators to avoid responsibility. They may act confused or claim to be unaware of certain situations, even though they are fully aware of what's happening. This allows them to evade accountability and redirect blame onto others. This behavior is often seen in individuals with narcissistic personality disorder who use their apparent naivety to garner sympathy and attention from those around them. It's important to recognize this behavior as a form of manipulation rather than genuine innocence. So if you find yourself dealing with someone who consistently plays the innocent card, be cautious and aware of their tactics. No. 2. They test your boundaries. Manipulators will push your buttons to see how far they can go. Like a game of chicken, they test your limits to figure out where they can cross the line without causing you to pull away. For example, they might make jokes that are just on the edge of being offensive or ask personal questions that make you feel uncomfortable. They may also test your boundaries by making unreasonable requests or subtly criticizing your decisions. By pushing your buttons, manipulators gauge your tolerance level and determine what behaviors are acceptable to maintain control over you. They use this knowledge to shape their interactions with you, exploiting your vulnerabilities and weaknesses to their advantage. No. 3. Guilt tripping. Do you feel guilty for setting boundaries with certain people? If so, you may be experiencing guilt tripping from an emotional manipulator. This tactic involves making you feel guilty for not complying with their requests or for not meeting their expectations. They may use phrases like, "How could you do this to me?" or "You making me feel bad about myself," to evoke your sympathy and sense of responsibility for their emotions. By using guilt as a weapon, manipulators exploit your empathy and desire to maintain harmony in your relationships. However, it is essential to recognize that you should never feel guilty for prioritizing your own well-being and setting healthy boundaries. No. 4. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is a tactic used by emotional manipulators to make you question your own reality. They do this by deliberately manipulating situations, conversations, and memories to make you doubt your judgment and perception of events. This behavior is commonly observed in individuals with narcissistic tendencies who seek to maintain a sense of superiority and control in their relationships. Gaslighting can have a devastating impact on your mental health and sense of self. By sowing seeds of doubt and distorting your perception of reality, manipulators using this tactic aim to isolate you from your support system and leave you feeling dependent on them for validation. No. 5. Keeping score. Have you ever had a friend who seemed to keep a tally of everything you did? Emotional manipulators often engage in keeping score, which involves tracking every interaction and perceived slight to use against you in future conflicts. They meticulously record every mistake or misstep you make, waiting for the perfect opportunity to hold it against you. This behavior is commonly observed in individuals with borderline personality disorder who struggle with managing their emotions and maintaining stable relationships. Keeping score allows them to feel a sense of power and control in their relationships by using past mistakes to manipulate and influence your present behavior. No. 6. False apologies. When someone issues a false apology, they don't take responsibility for their actions. Instead, they offer insincere excuses to shift the blame onto external factors. For example, they might say something like, "I'm sorry that you feel hurt, but it wasn't my intention." This type of apology avoids accountability and minimizes the impact of their behavior on others. According to licensed therapist Emma Lowe, false apologies are often manipulative tactics used to diffuse conflict without addressing the underlying issues. People who use this tactic are typically skilled at appearing contrite while avoiding genuine remorse. As a result, they may evade personal growth and fail to repair damaged relationships. 7. Playing the victim. A telltale sign of an emotional manipulator is when they consistently play the victim in every situation. They always have a ready excuse for why they can't do something or why they failed to meet expectations. It's never their fault, and they always have a reason why they can't do anything about it. According to psychologist Victoria Tarrant, playing the victim is a common defense mechanism employed by narcissists to protect their fragile ego and evade responsibility. By portraying themselves as helpless victims of circumstances, they manipulate others into taking care of their needs and attending to their problems. 8. What's in it for me? Emotional manipulators often prioritize their own needs and desires above the needs of others. When interacting with them, you may notice a transactional mindset where they constantly ask, "What's in it for me?" This behavior stems from their low levels of empathy and disregard for the feelings or perspectives of others. According to clinical psychologist Dr. Ramani Durvasula, individuals who frequently ask, "What's in it for me?" are driven primarily by self-interest and are willing to exploit others to achieve their goals. They lack genuine concern for the well-being of those around them and are only interested in forming relationships that serve their own purposes. 9. Freeze out. Have you ever experienced a sudden change in a person's behavior, going from friendly and approachable to cold and distant? This abrupt shift in behavior, known as the freeze out, is a common tactic employed by emotional manipulators, particularly those with narcissistic tendencies. During the freeze out phase, the manipulator will withdraw attention, communication, and emotional support, leaving the recipient confused and craving the previously established connection. This tactic is used as a form of punishment to control and manipulate the other person, making them feel isolated and dependent on the manipulator's approval. 10. Lie and exaggeration. Do you know someone who always seems to be caught in lies? Emotional manipulators often use deception and exaggeration as tools to gain power and control over others. They may embellish stories to make themselves appear more important or engaging, or they might fabricate lies to manipulate the situation to their advantage. According to clinical psychologist Dr. Ramani Durvasula, individuals who frequently engage in lying and exaggeration tend to have a distorted sense of reality and are motivated by a need for attention and admiration. Their dishonesty serves to create a false narrative that enhances their status or justifies their harmful behavior. 11. Silent treatment. The silent treatment is another tactic employed by emotional manipulators to control and punish those around them. By refusing to communicate or engage in conversation, they create an uncomfortable atmosphere that can cause the recipient to feel alienated and anxious. This behavior is often used to express disapproval, exert dominance, or avoid accountability for one's actions. According to communication professor Dr. Sherry Turkle, the silent treatment can be a manipulative tool used to exert power and influence in a relationship. It creates an environment of uncertainty and tension, leaving the recipient confused and desperate for resolution. 12. Punitive love. Emotional manipulators often employ a tactic known as punitive love to control and dominate their partners. This involves using conditional expressions of love and affection as a means of manipulation and punishment. For example, they may threaten to withhold affection or support unless their demands are met. According to relationship expert Dr. John Gottman, punitive love is a common behavior among emotionally abusive partners who use their perceived love as a weapon to manipulate and subdue their partners. By making love conditional, they create a power imbalance that leaves the recipient feeling trapped and dependent on their partner's approval. If you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends and family. And if you think we missed something, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.